All right, so I'm going to try and keep this very, very quick. In fact, John already mentioned earlier on that we are releasing today a number of tools. Obviously, we have the hazard and the risk posters, which you've already seen behind you. They can be downloaded also in PDF format. But we've also been working on an interactive map tool to allow users to view the maps and to zoom in, to zoom out, and to click to see the actual values and to see some information about those maps, associated documentation, and links to the country profiles. As of today, we have around 120 country profiles available. More will be coming soon. So this is the front page of our map tool with 3 maps available at the moment: the global seismic hazard map, the risk map, and an exposure map. So this is a snapshot of the hazard map. With its legend. You can see it's got a sidebar with the authors, publication date, abstract, and license and other metadata. You can also click on a point and see in the bottom right-hand panel, you can see the PGA value associated with that selected point. And also in the sidebar, there is a link to the documentation page that Marco referred to earlier on. So there's the opening page that Marco already mentioned. And this is an example of one of the models in the mosaic. So with the authors of that model, a summary, and all sorts of information about that map and who to contact should you want to find out more. Similarly, we have an interactive version of the risk map, which follows the same sort of style and layout with the sidebar for metadata links and for additional documentation. And here you can click and you can see some risk metrics for the country that you have selected. And in particular, you can see a link to the country profiles that Vitor mentioned earlier on. So here you can see a risk profile for Japan. Again, the exposure map takes on it takes the same form, and you can click on a country to see some metrics for that specific country. So the number of buildings, the replacement cost, and so on. And again, a link to a country profile. So I'm going through this very quickly because I actually don't want you to look at static pictures. I want you to come and see us in the PC room in just a few minutes and see the real thing and play with it for yourselves. I will also mention that we have been experimenting with other visualization techniques. We've heard some discussion and also Murray's presentation earlier on about different tools for visualization. Right now we have just the maps as I showed. We've been looking also at a 3D viewer, and you saw also some of the other 3D visualizations in Vitor's presentation. We've also, in other projects, been working on viewers for graphs, for distributions of building typologies or for occupancies. We want to be adding that sort of support to this viewer later on in 2019. And we're very interested in continuing the discussion about the right ways to communicate this risk information to the various user groups. I think this is something that's very important. I'm very excited, very interested to see how other people are moving this forward, and I'd be interested in hearing your views about how we should be doing that, and in particular how we can work together to do that. So I'm going to stop here and say, come and see us, please. So come and see the IT team. So as the others have done, I will ask the IT guys to stand up and say hi. And I want to say a very big thank you to these guys who've worked very hard to make this stuff work. Okay, so And Daniele is not coming out, but he's hiding over here, still making stuff work. While I'm on that subject, I also want to say thank you to Gabriele and Luca from EU Center for fixing the projector so quickly and providing a backup solution. So thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. Right, so demos. So some of you may already have picked up a handout of this. If not, there are some at the desk. We have a bunch of different posters and demos available right now. So what's going to happen is we'll leave the auditorium, and we have 3 different rooms where things are happening. In the library, we have a bunch of posters. So the library is in the far corner of the courtyard, behind the reception area. So there we have, I've got them listed here. We have, so we have a number of posters about regional and national models, many of which have already contributed to our global map and some of which will continue to contribute in the future. So Helen Crowley will be talking about Sarah. We have Stefano Parolai, apologies there, Stefano, for the EMCA. Henry Peñarubia for the Philippines hazard model, Juin Rao for the Philippines active faults model, Richard Styron about the global active faults database that we've mentioned before, Changlong Li with a China hazard model, Carlo Maletti has a poster on the Italy national hazard model that's coming soon, that's built with OpenQuake, the Swiss hazard and risk model, Laurentiu will be talking about that. Ken Howe has a poster on the Japanese hazard model. John Elliott on Santiago, Chile hazard and risk models. Ana Beatriz on urban risk in Colombia. Then we have some global flood model and global tsunami model, Roberto Rudar and Roberto Basili. Jesse Mayer from EDF will be talking about the energy sector perspective. Aneta talking about what the GRC is doing with our tools and the disaster risk reduction factors in general. Then we have a sort of Earth observation space section for Comet and Meteor by Alex Copley, by Z, and by Com Jordan. We also have Conor McSharry of the UK Space Agency talking about their international partnership program. Meteor is part of that program. We're very excited to be involved in Meteor. This is another of those projects we were hearing about earlier on, where we are collaborating with other groups who are experts in flood and landslide risk and volcanic risk, for example. So we're bringing our earthquake perspective to the table and working with others. Also, partners on that project are NSET from Nepal and the Disaster Management Department in Tanzania. So Chris made it to the meeting, but his poster did not. So Chris does not have a poster in the library, but you can still talk to Chris Burton about social vulnerability. Claire Souch has a risk model interoperability, and Malcolm Haylock has Gem and Oasis. All of these are in the library, and in addition, there is a last-minute change. Alberto Michelini will not be in the PC room with us, but he will be talking about Aristotle in the library. So all of those in the library. Again, you can pick up a copy of this handout if you'd like later on. In the PC room, we have the Gem IT team, the interactive maps, and also if you'd like to talk with Michele about how the engine works, or with us about the QGIS plugin, talking particularly with Paolo there, please come and see us. Finally, upstairs in the meeting room, in the music room, sorry, we have 4 demos. We have Kate Stillwell of Jumpstart. We have Andy Thompson and Doug Fraser talking about Safe Hub. Luis Souza and Caterina Costa were talking about gem models on the Touchstone platform, and Stefan Eppert of CatRisk about gem models on the CatRisk platform. So there's a lot going on.